My name is Kiati, I'm head of Joshi Advocates. Thank you very much for joining us in this video. A County Court Judgment, CCJ, what is it and how to set it aside? So in the next 5 minutes we'll look at what the County Court Judgment is, the types of County Court Judgments, how they're obtained and how to set it aside. So 1. The County Court Judgment, CCJ, is where either an individual or a company has gone to court and said this person or this company owes me money. Now, this is the fun bit. The court has given the judgment to the claimant, right, in 3 ways. 1, the court says claimant has applied for a default judgment. That's the first way of getting a CCJ, by default. Now, default judgment is where claimant, the person claiming that I've lost this much money, has applied to the court saying I've claimed, but the defendant has not submitted a defense in time. So the court will allow the application and give a CCJ by default judgment. Second way of getting a CCJ is where the claimant issues a claim and the defendant does file a defense saying, no, I don't owe money because of ABCD reasons. And the claimant then says, no, the defense is empty, is without merit, there's no point going to trial, give me the summary judgment. So the claimant makes an application for CCJ or a county court judgment via summary judgment. So it cuts the whole trial process short if the court gives the CCJ, summary judgment. Now, the third way of the judgment is, as usual, the claimant issues a claim, the defendant files a defense, and the matter proceeds to trial. At trial, there's a judgment saying, no, the claimant was right, and then gives a judgment. So those are the 3 different types of CCJs and how to get them. Now, say that the claimant obtained the judgment via default. This is where a person usually checks their credit and comes across the credit rating where it says, no, this company has a CCJ against you, and the person's like, oh no, I had no idea. That's usually where the judgment has been obtained by default, because a claim form and particulars the claimant gave to the court to issue the claim, but the court did serve or post the claim form to an address that the defendant was not living at, whatever the reason is, and as a result the defendant did not get the chance to file in the defense. And the next step, obviously, the claimant goes to the court and says, no, I want to apply for the default judgment. And the judge says, okay, well, there's no defense, here's a judgment, right? So that is the default judgment. How to set it aside? All right. The test for a default judgment is where the defendant is saying, I did not file a defense in time, but I have a good defense, and or there's another reason why I did not file in time my defense. And when I did come across the CCJ against me, I submitted my application for setting aside the default judgment promptly, right? So there is a real prospect of success, that I will be successfully defending my claim if only the court reinstates the claim. As a result, the court is invited to set aside the default judgment, right? Now, the process is quite straightforward. The N244 application form, and the court fees are £255. Now, the application form is straightforward, but to strengthen the application, to set aside the default judgment, it is suggested that the person writes a statement, or the company director writes a statement saying, we did not file our defense and because of ABCD reasons, here's supporting evidence, if any available, and B, here's our defense, so the judge can see, oh, hang on, there is a real prospect of success, right? And usually these hearings are, like nowadays because of COVID-19, via the computer remote, or once it's lifted, then it will be face-to-face. Now, let's say there are people who are thinking, maybe I'll just pay the county court judgment debt and just forget about it. Well, it's the county court judgment stays on record for 6 years, even if you pay it off. So it's similar to a prison sentence where the person has been sentenced for 3 months, and they stay in prison for 3 months. As soon as they come out, the conviction and sentence remains on their record. So similarly, the county court judgment remains on the individual's record for 6 years, even after they've paid the debt. And this usually affects the credit rating for loans or credit cards and such things. So I hope this has been helpful. As always, contact me, details below, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. We'll explore summary judgment, how to get it, what evidence, and chances of success. Thank you so much. Take care.